Thank you for joining us today on the Eastern Maine Sports Media Podcast, where tonight we're going to have members of the Penobscot Valley girls soccer team joining me to talk about what they've done so far this season. They got plenty more to play for, and we'll talk about that here in a few minutes. I want to let you know what's coming up here on Eastern Maine Sports Media. We do not have another broadcast during the regular season. We'll have playoff coverage starting soon. The first Foxcroft football playoff game home will be in 3 weeks, so we'll have that for you and hope to get some other action for you here on Eastern Maine Sports Media. But I want to introduce who's joining me tonight because these players and this team has had quite a season so far. 14-0 so far this season. They have two 50-goal scorers, another that scored 48, and have outscored their opponents 91-6. Eight shutouts overall. So just the stats incredible for this team. And obviously this isn't your ultimate goal, but you got to be proud of where you are so far. And I first want to introduce Jeremy Durost, the coach, and thank you for joining me tonight, Jeremy.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you, Mark, for having us.
And I kind of want to go around and have each of the players that are joining us tonight introduce yourself, what year you are, and maybe what position you play for the team. Start with you, Rylee.
Hi, I'm Rylee Moulton. I'm a sophomore striker.
Next, Lila.
I'm Lila Cummings, and I'm a sophomore central midfielder.
Go ahead, Ellie.
I'm Ellie Austin. I'm a junior, and I'm left wing.
I'm Neal, and I'm a senior, and I am center holding back.
Okay. Thank you all. First, Coach, what makes this team special?
Number one, talent. These girls are incredibly talented. They have a very good work ethic. They get along together. They play hard. They play well together. But honestly, it's they're just a really good group of young ladies. People that we, as coach and staff, don't have to worry about getting in trouble or anything like that. We always know that they're going to be reliable and dependable, and that number one makes the coach's job very easy from the get-go.
Yeah, Mia, you're a senior on this team. Do you look at yourself as a leader to this group? You got a lot of young players in this team, but you're one of the senior leaders.
Yes, I try to as best as I can. This is my first season back because I was out all last year, but I try to be a leader to the best I can. We have a lot of young girls on our team, so.
Lila, yourself and Rylee, both sophomores, both scored 50 goals, and Ellie, you scored 48 as well. How hard is that for the opposing teams when they can't mark up on you because there's two other players that are going to put it in the back of the net too? How important is that for your team?
It's very important to our team knowing that we have many options to score goals, not just depending on one person to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, and Rylee, do you guys kind of is there any individual competition between you guys? You guys all three got 48 or more goals. So is there any competition between you guys?
Well, yeah, we're all competitive in practices and stuff, but we know in a game that it's not just about us. It's great that we're all scoring this much, but we know that just somebody has to score in order to, really put these games away.
Now, Ellie, obviously the story of your team is offense. We see your scores. We post your recaps, and you guys are scoring 6, 8, 9, 10 or more goals every game. But obviously, to do what you guys do, talk about some of the your defensive players, because obviously they don't get the credit as some of you guys do. But just talk about them a little bit.
Yeah, we have a really good defensive line, especially Emma Potter and Allie Blank. Sometimes, even if I can't get back to the ball, we know Allie Blank or Emma is always there to clear the ball for us. So we really have a lot of options.
Yeah, Mia, one of the stats that impresses me a lot is, obviously all the goals and stuff, but you guys have 14 different players that have registered assists this year. You guys kind of work as a team well all the time, and right from the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I mean, we had like a really good summer soccer season over this past summer, and I think that's really helped. And just that first like week of practices that we had together, we all bonded really well. And just knowing that like almost all of our goals have gone with an assist or pretty darn close to an assist is pretty nice to have on our team.
Yeah. Coach, is it, obviously we see your scores, and is it hard to keep this team motivated when you guys maybe beat a team 8-0 the first time and then you playing them again? Is it tough to keep their mindset that anything can happen on a given day?
I don't know. They're like Rylee said, they're all competitors, and they want to come out and perform their best every day. And and as far as we try to preach, it's not just about that individual game, and as far as what the results are and the scores of that, we want to work to try to improve. We want to work to try to build on good habits and stuff like that. So and plus, in those games we have 25 girls on the team, which is a lot for a small team like that, a small school like us. So it's great and to be able to get other people into the game, and when the starters are on the bench, they're just as loud and supportive a lot of times for the underclassmen who don't get a lot of minutes sometimes. So it's a good balance. It's a good balance.
No doubt about it. Rylee and Lila, you guys, as I said, as sophomores, have you guys, how long you guys been playing together? Rylee first.
We've been playing together since Coldstream Kickers, which is our rec league here. So like first grade, we've been on like the same soccer teams, and we've grown up each other's best friends. So it's really easy to have that connection on and off the field.
Yeah, and Lila, how important is that? She said been playing together since first grade. You guys are best friends, and how important is that to have that connection? Maybe know where the other person is a lot of the time.
It helps a lot with our like moving the ball. We're passing a lot with each other and others. Just knowing that it's easier to pass to someone when have that connection.
Mia, you guys, you said you were injured, right? So this is your first year back. Obviously, you're a senior. A lot of motivation for you, to kind of try to get it done with this team. Maybe at least a regional title, but hopefully more.
I mean, definitely, hopefully more. It's definitely a lot of motivation coming from last season, just watching on the bench, both soccer and basketball in this sense. It's definitely a lot of motivation to just keep going and trying to push my team as far as we can go to see how far we can go.
Ellie, do you think that maybe the experience, you guys, again, you made the, you won the regional championship last year, and, you guys have a lot of success in other sports too, basketball, softball, other sports you guys play. Do you think that experience in getting deep in the tournament and all these sports kind of helps you once the playoffs start?
Definitely, yes.
Now, Coach, again, they do have that experience, not just in soccer, but other sports, successful. This group been successful for a number of years in multiple sports. You think that kind of helps their not feel the pressure?
I don't know about the pressure. I think because every player is a little bit different, but as when you're able to go through experiences and have success with those experiences, it does boost your confidence, and it does allow you to see that it's not impossible odds, and that any given day you have a shot at things. So I think the girls should really be confident, because we had 2 seniors on that team last year from that regional team. So a lot of these girls that are playing and starting and getting minutes and goals and shutouts and stuff this year are the same ones that were right on the field last year. So the thing you worry about with that is just making sure that they're still hungry, and this still appears to be a very hungry group.
Rylee, maybe what was your toughest game this year? I mean, obviously a lot of games kind of lopsided, but you had a few competitive games against some good teams, and even good teams in other classes. What was maybe the most challenging or competitive game for you guys this year?
The most challenging I would say is probably Central at Central. I mean, the score sheet says 3-0, but that first half of the game, we really had to come together as a team because we weren't playing well to start off that game. So just being able to see that we can bounce back from not being able to play well and them controlling the game for that long was just really good to see for us.
Yeah, and Coach, important to have that kind of game going in the playoffs, isn't it? Kind of, playing a team that's competitive in Class C, one of the top 4 or 5 teams in a class above you. Having that game and having that challenge is kind of important because you're going to get that eventually in the playoffs.
It is, and we kind of talked about that after, because lead up to that Central game, we had a couple of straight games where we kind of ran away with it late, and the score was kind of out of reach type of thing. So you almost forget sometimes as players that, oh yeah, this is what the speed of the game can be like, and it's an important reminder because once playoffs hit, it's amped up another notch after that. So you can't come out flat because in soccer, one mistake can be the difference in the game. So,
and speaking of the playoffs, in Class D, you're right up there. The top. You're going to be first or second entering the tournament here this weekend. But other competitive teams, other challenges in Class D. Who do you look at there?
So just like minutes before we got on this, I was watching the Wisdom and Fort Kent game, and Wisdom actually beat Fort Kent's unbeaten season. So Wisdom just won 2-1 over Fort Kent. So it looks like Wisdom will have the number 1 seed and will go in as number 2 likely. So just like every year, those county teams, and I think the top 5 teams this year are the same exact top 5 teams as it was last year, and not in the same order, but us, Wisdom, Hodgson, Central Aroostook, and Ashland, and those are teams rich in tradition with soccer. And then you have teams like Southern Aroostook and Bangor Christian and Fort Fairfield and even Woodland will probably be making the the prelims anyways to give themselves a chance to make it. So any given day in soccer, that's the thing. Like I said, sometimes it's not always the best team on paper that wins soccer games. It's who executes, it's who limits mistakes, it's who works together and plays hardest sometimes.
We're gonna end this by doing something a little bit fun. I'm gonna go around to each of the players here. Ellie, who's the most competitive on the team?
I'm gonna have to go with probably Rylee.
Okay. Mia, who's the funniest on the team?
It's gonna have to be between Parker, Rylee, or Lila. There's 3.
Lila, who's the most serious?
Oh, not a lot of us are serious most of the time. We all find a good way to laugh with each other at practice.
So that's kind of a good thing. Keep it loose, right? Lila, who do you think is most competitive on the team?
I'd have to say the competitiveness against me and Rylee, like during practices.
There you go. Well, I want to wish you guys the best of luck. Coach, I want to thank you for sending recaps all season. Obviously, we can't get out to nearly as much as we want to, but coaches like you sending those in definitely help out and get these girls to get noticed like they deserve. So appreciate that, and wishing you the best of luck, and maybe we can do this again after the season. So good luck the rest of the way. And Coach, any final thoughts?
No, just appreciate your time, Mark, and thank you for having us tonight.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.